Yet the calm of the night remains inside the chest, like a memory carried through daylight hours. And even as the city returns crowded rhythm, those glowing streets stay somewhere in the mind.
Glow in the skyline, glow in the blue night, slow through the neon, glow, glow, glow bright. Glow in the skyline, glow till dawn light, move through the silence, glow, glow, glow bright. Glow through the skyline, glow when night flows, slow through the city, glow, 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 slow. Whoa.
White hush resting on the rail outside the window. Dim glass holding the blur of a sleeping street. Rooftops were in a pale and weightless silence. Every chimney breathing soft and incomplete. The room is warm with a logo lamp beside me. Old floorboards keeping secrets in their grain. The kettle sighs once in the far end of the kitchen. Then the stillness gathers up again. The air feels slow like time forgot its hurry. Every second falling light as dust. Somewhere far away, a car moves through the midnight and fades as if the dark refused to fuss. I watch the world grow softer at the edges, every hard line turning mild and deep. All the noise from earlier hours dissolving, folding itself into a quieter sleep. There is a kind of mercy in this dimness, a kind of peace in the way the world goes small. No sharp demand, no voice that needs an answer, only the breath between the walls. And in that breath I hear the heart more clearly, low and warm beneath the quiet blue. Not racing,
That
not trying to run anything, only
Gee.
keeping time with something true. The window from the street lane.
we want to progress more, but right now we probably need more generator for these machines. So I need to do some rearrange. This one generator cannot deal with all of them.
Stay in the pale blue, stay till the night moves through, soft in the hush, close in the view. Stay, stay, stay like a dream made true. Stay in the pale blue, stay where the dim lights bloom, warm in the dark, deep in the room. Stay, stay, stay through the midnight moon.
Thin light gathers on the sill like quiet powder, the kind that makes the whole street seem unreal. Bare branches strong.
Right now the one that need to run constantly is this one.
Down a block with muted halos. Porch lamps glowing through a
Two.
veil of white. A distant train cuts one silver note through sight.
So this whole machine I want to run constantly.
Still around a cooling cup now. Steam rising like a thought I cannot name.
Just need to.
Hell without explaining. Some things lose truth inside a frame. There was a time I chased each feeling harder, dragged every ache into the blaze of words. Now I know the deepest things arrive in quiet, not as thunder, more like wings of bird. More like the hush before a page gets turned. More like the warmth left in a woolen sleeve. More like a room that keeps a pulse inside it. Long after footsteps choose to leave, I think about the lies behind these curtains. Every low lamp burning for its own unseen reason. Every chest keeping its own small weather. Every soul moving through its private season.
Maybe that is why the hour feels holy,
Not because it offers answers from above,
but because it shows how much can stay unspoken and still be full of love.
the street below looks wrapped in tender distance. Even the shadows seem careful where they fall. And for a moment the world feels made of listening, as if the night could hear it all.
The sharpest in me loosens without warning. The old unrest grows thin around the seam.
Okay, so let's get the on.
Something plain and steady, a small one current underneath the dream. A kind of trust that asks for nothing louder. No miracle, no sign in flashing gold. Only the grace of letting silence hold me.
In the right stone.
Go still instead of cold. Stay in the pale blue. Stay till the night moves through. Soft in the hush, close in the view. Stay
For the line,
made true. Stay in the
I need to prepare more in kitchen.
where the dim lights bloom, warm in the dark, deep in the room. Stay, stay, stay.
That thing still.
Maybe peace is not a door flung open. Maybe it is the narrowing of sound. The way the world turns down its bright insistence and leaves one living pulse around.
2016
Maybe it comes dressed in a quieter grace, in the softened outline of familiar objects, in the calm that settles on a place. I have
Look for it in crowded rooms before now, in voices rising in the rush of day, in every heart bright promise of becoming, and watch it turn and slip away.
but he removes and
Ayan.
slowest details. In the glass gone cool beneath my hand, in the soft weight of the blanket at my knees, in the dim lamp making
Ikaw
gold
pa.
stand, in the far off murmur of the sleeping city.
In the pause after the radiator sighs, and the almost soundless drift beyond the window, in the patience of the midnight skies, and I think the heart was built to learn from small things, from muted hours, from low and constant light, from all the ways the world grows kind and shadow, from all the tenderness inside the night. Not every longing needs a name to matter.
There's no need for two hammer.
Yeah, warm light sliding across the floorboard slowly. Dingo resting on the edge of the sparrows, tracing circles over quiet rooftops. New air moving where the cold unspread. The room is plain, but it feels full of breathing. A cup on the desk, the coat on the chair. Dust in the sun looks bright as tiny lanterns, turning all the silence into air. I used to hold my chest like a locked drawer, keep every pulse under layers and wire. Speak in a low voice, move like a shadow, hide every spark that hinted at fire. But something changed in the hush of these mornings. Not with a crash, not with a shout. More like a window giving way to daylight. More like a hell breath moving out. All the old breaks slowly lost its power. All the hard edges softened with time. And in the stillness I found a small courage, quiet and clear and fully mine. No crowd saw it, no bells rang for it, no bright parade came down my street. Only the world growing warmer around me, and my own pulse finding a steadier beat.
21
Rising me, slow and sweet like a melody. Light in my
Good.
chest, bright in my veins. Rising me, wash
Yes.
rising me, soft and wild like a memory. Oh, to my heart, stay and see. Rising me, thin clouds drifting over the rooftops higher, clean
Fun then
town. Laundry
is
moves with the
into
wind,
grass.
balconies, all of the heavy things settling down. Laughter rolls
Open the wire.
open window. Somebody hums while they water the plant.
Get into plate.
Speaking in small, easy languages and ordinary grace with second chances. There is a kind of strength that never announces, never arrives with the glittering sound. It lives in the hand, reaching up toward daylight. It lives in the foot, touching solid ground. It lives in the way you keep going after the worst night. Still carrying warmth no one can see. Still finding room for a softer tomorrow. Still letting your own heart be free. I used to think change had to look like thunder, bright and sudden with the clear cut line. Now I know it can move like a died in secret, low and patient and right on time. And all the small things started turning holy. Steam from a mug, sun on the wall, the first green edge in the city planted. A hush before a name or a call. Every detail said the same low promise. Every hour held one tender thing, and deep inside the ribs of the silence, I felt a new kind of song begin. Rising me, slow and sweet like a melody. Light in my chest, bright in my veins. Rising me, wash through the rain. Rising me, soft and wild like a memory. Hold to my heart, stay and see. Rising me, there were winters that stayed in the body. Long after the sky had turned mild and clear. Days when the mirror gave back only distance. Nights when the dark sat too close to hear. There were rooms where I learned how to shrink myself. Hours I made myself small to survive. But even then, under all of the silence, something refused to stop being alive. A faint low thread under the noise and worry. A hush with heat in the center of it. A little gold line under the door frame. Proof that the soul does not fully quit. And I think of all the versions behind me, each one carrying what they could not name. pain. Each one walking through weather with shaking hands. Each one protecting a hidden flame. I owe them tenderness, not erasure, not cold dismissal, not clean goodbye. I owe them sunlight on quiet mornings and open windows in a wider sky. Because every soft part I buried in caution still kept the pulse through the hardest years. Still kept the dream in the back of the bloodstream. Still found a way through the doubt and fear. And now when the wind turns warm in the evening and the glass holds pink from the end of the day, I feel all the locked up rooms inside me loosening, letting the dimness give way. Not into perfection, not into some right story polished for strangers to praise or repeat, but into something honest, living and open, something with roots and a living heartbeat. Rising me, slow and sweet like a melody, light in my chest, bright in my veins. Rising me, wash through the rain. Rising me, soft and wild like a memory. Go to my heart, stay insane. Rising me. Maybe the truest change comes quietly. Maybe it enters through plain little doors, through the smell of tea and the warmth of clean sheets, through bare feet crossing familiar floors. Maybe it starts when the body stops fighting every emotion that has to be heard, when the throat stops turning every feeling into smoke and finally give shape to a word. Maybe it grows in the pause after
Is it
sorrow,
two?
in the air after
Yeah,
tears
that is
have
two.
been, in the calm when you stop
Then
demanding answers and let a better rhythm begin. I have felt it in trains passing
for
under
that,
midnight,
right?
in park grass bright from an early spring rain, and a friend
For
laughing
that,
hard at the kitchen table,
for
and
this,
music drifting up through the pain.
then to still. We already got like, let's try here. Yep. So just one then.
Soft ember spreads across the edge of the rooftops, slow evening settling on quiet streets. Warm colors sliding through open curtains, dust floating gentle and fading beams. The sky breathes wide above silent buildings, clouds drifting thin in the cooling air. Distant footsteps echo along the pavement, fading slowly into the lengthening shade. Somewhere a window opens to the sound of wind, carrying faint voices across the quiet block. Nothing urgent moves inside this moment. Nothing asks the heart to hurry forward. The day loosens its hold on the city slowly. Colors turning softer with every passing minute. Light rests slow against the horizon line.
Ini nada
Like a
tuh.
memory that refuses to vanish. Every second feels stretched and calm, as if the world paused to listen to its own breathing. The warmth of the afternoon lingers on the walls, yet the evening pulls gently toward the quiet night. And inside the calm, the chest grows lighter, like the fading glow leaves room for softer thoughts.
Stay in the last light. Stay in the gold sky. Slow with the evening. Stay by.
Yeah.
Stay in the last light.
Stay the stars rise.
Stay till stars rise.
Stay till stars rise.
Soft in the twilight.
Stay till twilight.
Stay by.
Yeah. The streets grow deeper when color and shadows lengthen. Windows shining faint across the quiet road. Distant traffic hums like a fading echo. Somewhere beyond the corner of sight, the air turns cooler as the sun slips lower. Soft wind
Need
brushing
one more of
branches
this.
overhead. Leaves whisper low along the sidewalks. The quiet movement filling the pause. The world moves gently towards stillness now. Each sound becoming softer and more distant. The sky blends orange into deep violet. Colors dissolving into early night. Somewhere a radio plays behind a half-closed door. Its melody drifting faint into the street. Every small moment carries a fragile beauty, the kind that only evening seems to hold. And even as darkness grows along the rooftops, the calm glow of the day remains inside the chest.
Stay in the last light.
Stay in the last light.
Stay till stars rise.
Stay till stars rise.
Soft in the twilight.
Stay till twilight.
Stay.
Yeah. Now night begins gathering softly above the city. One star appearing in the deep blue sky. The quiet grows deep along the empty streets as windows glow warm behind thick curtains.
There's
Footsteps
80 of
fade into
that.
the hush of the block, and the last colors of sunset dissolve completely. Yet the warmth of that fading glow still lingers somewhere in the chest, like a quiet reminder that every ending carries a trace of light, and every night begins with the gentle
Như
pause.
lost and
Stay in the last light.
Stay in the last light.
Stay till stars rise.
Stay till stars rise.
Soft in the twilight.
Soft in the twilight. Stay,
Stay in the last light.
Stay in the last light.
Stay till stars rise.
Stay till stars rise.
Soft in the twilight.
Soft in the twilight. Stay, The sky darkens slowly into deep midnight blue. City lights reflecting across quiet pavement. Distant conversations drift through the night air. Soft echoes moving between buildings. Yet inside the silence, the warmth of the fading evening still remains. A quiet glow carried beneath every breath. And even as the stars spread across the sky above the rooftops, that last soft light continues somewhere within, steady and calm beyond the passing day. Steady and calm beyond the passing day.
Stay in the last light. Stay till stars rise. Soft in the twilight. Stay by.
Stay in the soft glow. Stay where night flows. Slow through the heartbeat. Stay close. Stay close. Stay close. Stay close. Low beam sliding over wet pavement.
there's a lot of blue to process.
The whole town turning soft at the edges. Storefronts dimming, traffic lights changing. Nobody there to ask. Wires overhead hum like a half-lost answer. Signs blink red, then golden blue. The road opens wide like a held-out hand, and every mile feels loose and new. No fixed point pulling at the chest tonight. No heavy clock pressing against the ribs. Only the roll of the wheels and the hush between songs. Only the dark and the way it gives. I watch the buildings thin into longer shadows. Watch the river catch one strip of white. Watch the city fall back into scattered sparks. Small as breath against the night. Somewhere between the overpass and the last gas station, all the noise I carry starts to fade. Yet every sharp thought turns smooth into motion. Every hard feeling slips into shade. There is peace in a row with no questions. Peace in a sky with no end in view. Peace in the kind of vow that asks for nothing. As the heart go quiet and pass right through. The dashboard glows with the low green patience. The mirror keeps a few lights far behind. And I let my thoughts move slow as smoke rings. Rising and breaking without trying to decide. Not every night needs a reason. Not every turn needs a name. Some hours exist like water under moonlight. Shifting in silver and never the same. So I lean into the long black ribbon ahead of me.
Yeah,
Settle where the day used to be.
copper is processing
Distance, take over my breathing. Let the moving dark teach me.
with 69 bones.
Slow ride, spin me in the blue. Slow ride, all I need is you. Round and around.
69 is
Slow ride,
64 plus 5.
hold me in the low light, stay to the dawn. Slow ride, keep me rolling on. Near in the dark where the lost hearts bloom. Slow ride, carry me through. Neon ripples on the hood like liquid color rain from an early hour. Still clings to the lane. The radio finds an old warm melody and loses it, then finds it again. Fields open up past the garden.
Say 69, are you sure?
Under a pale thin moon. A plane goes by with one small blink.
Yeah.
Heartbeat gone too quick and not too soon. Somewhere a diner flows off the highway. Coffee steam in the window, a hand on a cup. One more little island in the sleeping miles. One more place where the lights stay up. And I think of the lives behind all those windows. All the stories breathing under those roofs. All the small late moments nobody talks about. All the quiet ways people survive the truth. The heart learns strange things on an empty road. How to loosen the script without falling apart. How to let memory ride in the backseat without trying to drive the car. How to keep going with old ghosts humming. How to move with the weight and not lose speed. How to find a soft kind of courage in motion.
Okay, so we cannot use the crusher, but we can use this.
Does not ask me to heal in a blaze. It only offers lanes disappearing forward in the mercy of passing days. I used to think freedom would come like thunder, loud and bright with the clean straight line. Now I know it can
the 45 limestone cobble. Now it's just glue processing. So it's mixer. I think everything is done in the mixer. Yeah, everything is done in the mixer.
To keep a small flame alive. Yeah. Soft daylight rests across the kitchen table, pale gold sliding slowly through the blinds. Steam rises gentle from a half-filled cup, thin curls drifting quiet through the air. The clock ticks slow with patient rhythm, every second landing soft in the room. Distant traffic hums like a fading ocean, far beyond the quiet walls. Nothing urgent moves through this moment, nothing asks the heart to rush ahead. The floorboards hold the walk, the earlier footsteps. The chair waits calmly by the window outside. The sky stretches wide and pale, clouds moving like slow breathing above the rooftops. A breeze slips softly through the narrow window gap, carrying the scent of distant rain and warm pavement. Pages of an open book turn slightly in the wind like quiet thoughts shifting shape. The mind drifts through gentle reflections, old conversations, faint laughter, sunlight on familiar streets. Nothing sharp remains, only warm outlines of time passing softly. In this calm space the chest feels lighter, like silence itself carries quiet comfort.
Stay in the still light, stay in the soft air, slow in the heartbeat, stay, stay, stay there. Stay in the still light, stay in the warm glow, slow in the quiet, stay, stay, stay slow.
The afternoon moves gently through open windows, long shadows stretching across the floor. A faint melody travels from a distant radio, somewhere down the street, blending softly with the calm air. Dust drifts slowly in the golden beam near the wall, tiny sparks floating through quiet space. Every object holds a small piece of memory, a photograph resting beside a stack of letters, worn edges, faded colors, moments frozen in silent frames. Footsteps pass outside and fade again. Life continuing somewhere beyond the calm room, yet inside the air remains steady and warm. A place where time slows enough to notice breathing, where every pause becomes meaningful without effort. The quiet does not feel empty here, it feels full of space and warmth, like the world paused briefly to breathe between louder hours.
Stay in the still light, stay in the soft air, slow in the heartbeat, stay, stay,
And borrowing this pump.
stay in the still light,
Thank you for the follow, by the way.
slow in the quiet, stay, stay, stay slow.
Evening drifts softly across the rooftops, pale orange fading into gentle blue.
Yeah,
Lights
cannot
begin
pump.
glowing one by one in distant windows.
We can put in the
Small
bottom.
constellations across the quiet street. The breeze cools as the sun slips away, carrying faint sounds of quiet voices and distant laughter. The sky deepens into calm twilight colors, the day folding slowly into night. In these small hours nothing needs explanation. The heart settles into the rhythm of breathing, thoughts pass like slow moving clouds across the mind, never rushing, never staying too long. The quiet becomes a kind of shelter, a soft place where the noise of the day dissolves, leaving only the steady
Wow.
Stay in the still light, stay
In
in the
what?
soft air, slow in the heartbeat, stay, stay, stay there. Stay in the still light,
valley settles over the silent street, deep blue stretching wide above the roofs. Stars begin appearing faint between drifting clouds, and the calm of the day lingers gently inside the chest, even as the world outside begins its quiet night rhythm.
I'm thinking them how many.
Like a soft echo beneath every breath, reminding the heart how simple stillness can feel, how powerful silence becomes when allowed to exist.
Stay in the still light, stay in the soft air, slow in the heartbeat, stay, stay, stay there. Stay in the still light, stay in the warm glow.
So we can put update.
Stay, stay slow. Stay in the calm night, stay where soft winds flow. Slow in the heartbeat, stay, stay, stay slow.
Yeah, I just locked the system. Yeah, this doesn't work. I just locked the system.
Soft gold on the dresser, low blue through the curtains, dust turning slow in the slant of afternoon. Floorboards remember the shape of old footsteps, air moves light through a half-open room. Ivy climbs quiet outside the cracked window, far off wheels fade under wires and rain. The world feels small in the kind.
So I guess line water can go in and out.
My hands on the edge of the table, feel all the noise of the day growing thin. Every sharp thought starts losing its corners, every tight breath starts letting me in. There is a chair by the wall with a sweater, there is a book face down by the bed.
This thing just add like a buffer. Then the blue can yeah, yeah.
Tracing small circles above all the heat, or somewhere beyond all the roofs of the city. Clouds drag silver along every street. I let the room become larger around me, larger than walls, larger than time, larger than every hard thing I carry, larger than every unfinished line. This is the kind of peace that arrives without thunder.
No, I want to.
A lamp and a door, plain as the hush that settles at sundown.
You put yes.
The light on the floor, and in this plainness, something open inside me, not with a break but a tender release. A low warm current under the
So I can just leave stuff.
Stay where the soft light goes, stay where the slow wind blows, close to my chest where the calm runs deep. Stay, stay, stay where the silence sleeps. Stay when the long day bends, stay where the low light ends. Soft in my blood like a sweet heartbeat. Stay, stay, stay where the silence sleeps.
Cool rain taps out a thin silver pattern. Glass gallows beads that race to the frame. Down in the alley, one bicycle.
Zero is not supposed to be there.
Stillness remains. The kettle clicks off and
Oh yeah, let that go.
steam writes a ghost in the air, then it's gone.
That's not your place.
And I stand by the window, watching the gray fold over the dawn. It's long. All of the little things start feeling holy. The chip blue cup, the old crooked shelf, the scarf on a hook by the narrow hallway. The simple relief of being myself. No one is asking for sparkle or thunder. No one is measuring worth by the sound. Nothing is pulling my pulse into panic. Nothing is breaking the calm I have found. Outside the branches lean into the weather. Each leaf shining dark with a cool wet shine. Inside the lamp blaze gold on the car.
Well, then what doing? Why?
I think of the rooms that never let me soften. All of the
It's not supposed to be there.
nights glow. All of the halls where the air felt borrowed. All of the doors I was eager to close. And then I look at the piece in this corner. The way it asks for no mask and no speech.
That's supposed to be in here.
The way it gives nothing more than I need. A room does not have to be grand to restore you. A pause does not have to be loud to be true. Some of the deepest repairs start in quiet, where the day falls away from you, where the mind can stop making a fortress for motion, where the chest can stop racing for fire, where all the old noise
do that then.
Stay where the soft light goes.
So nice.
Stay where the slow wind blows. Close to my chest where the calm runs deep. Stay, stay, stay where the silence sleeps. Stay when the long day bends. Stay where the low light ends. Soft in my blood like a sweet heartbeat. Stay, stay, stay where the silence.
Maybe the heart has a room of its own somewhere, one with no lock and no crowd at the gate. One where the bruised parts sit down without speaking, one where the tired parts learn how to wait. Maybe that room is built out of small mercies, folded in daylight and rain on the pain. Built out of blankets and tea and then music, built out of breathing and being plain. I know there are days when the world feels too heavy, too loud in the wires, too hard in the jaw. Days when each hour drags in like a storm cloud, days when the soul feels raw. But even on those days there are corners that hold you, little warm harbors under the strain, little blue shelters inside all the weather, little gold threads in the rain. A low chair near the window can save you, one kind song can loosen the spine. One deep breath in a room that feels honest can turn all the dark into something fine. I've searched for relief in bright reckless motion and streets full of voices and rooms built to impress, but none of that glitter could offer what stillness offers. None of that noise could bring rest, because rest is a smaller and wiser thing. Yeah. Yeah. Soft daylight rests across the kitchen table. Pale gold sliding slowly through the blind, steam rises. Gentle from a half-filled cup, thin curls drifting quiet through the air. The clock ticks slow, a patient rhythm. Every second landing soft in the room. Distant traffic hums like a fading ocean. Far beyond the quiet walls, nothing urgent moves through this moment. Nothing asks the heart to rush ahead. The floorboards hold the warmth of earlier footsteps. The chair waits calmly by the window. Outside the sky stretches wide and pale. Clouds moving like slow breathing above the rooftops. A breeze slips softly through the narrow window gap, carrying the scent of distant rain and warm pavement. Pages of an open book turn slightly in the wind, like quiet thoughts shifting shape. The mind drifts through gentle reflections, old conversations, faint laughter, sunlight, unfamiliar streets. Nothing sharp remains, only warm outlines of time passing softly. In this calm space the chest feels lighter, like silence itself carries quiet comfort.
Stay in the still light, stay in the soft air, slow in the heartbeat. Stay, stay, stay there. Stay in the still light, stay in the warm glow, slow in the quiet. Stay, stay, stay slow.
Yeah. The afternoon moves gently through open windows, long shadows stretching
This,
across.
so
Faint melody travels
can
from a
remove
distant
this.
radio somewhere down the street, blending softly with the calm air. Dust drifts slowly in the golden beam near the wall. Tiny sparks floating through quiet space. Every object holds
So
a
now
small
this.
piece of memory, a photograph resting beside a stack of letters. Worn edges, faded colors, moments frozen in silent frames. Footsteps pass outside and fade again. Life continuing somewhere beyond the calm room, yet inside the air remains steady and warm. A place where time slows enough to notice breathing, where every pause becomes meaningful without effort. The quiet does not feel empty here, it feels full of space and warmth, like the world paused briefly to breathe between louder hours.
Stay in the still light, stay in the soft air, slow in the heartbeat. Stay, stay, stay there. Stay in the still light, stay in the warm glow, slow in the quiet. Stay, stay, stay slow.
Evening drifts softly across the rooftops. Pale orange fading in the gentle blue. Lights begin glowing one by one in distant windows. Small constellations across the quiet street. The breeze cools as the
No
sun
dangers,
slips away,
leave it
carrying
fun.
faint sounds of quiet voices and distant laughter.
Why don't we do something else?
The calm twilight colors the day, folding slowly in the night. In these small hours, nothing needs explanation. The heart settles into a rhythm of breathing. Thoughts pass like slow moving clouds across the mind. Never rushing, never staying too long. The quiet becomes a kind of shelter, a soft place where the
I forgot
noise
to
of
plant
the
a
day
hoy.
dissolves, leaving only the steady calm of presence.
Stay in the still light, stay in the soft air, slow in the heartbeat.
Right na
Stay in the still light, stay in the warm glow, slow
While waiting for that, let's just put the circuit down first.
Blue stretching wide above the roof, stars begin appearing faint between drifting clouds, and the calm of the day lingers gently inside the chest, even as the world outside begins its quiet night rhythm. That peaceful moment remains like a soft echo beneath every breath, reminding the heart how simple stillness can feel, how powerful silence becomes when allowed to
Hey, I'm a converter. I found mountain waiting on my wall. Nice. Finally, you found your mountain. Found your thing.
stay in the soft winds flow, slowing the heartbeat. Yeah. Neon dripping from tall glass towers, long shadows crossing silent avenues. Warm air rolling
So we need to make a lot of this.
taxi sliding
Lots
slowly
and
past
lots
red
of
cities.
this.
The night spreads wide across the skyline like dark velvet.
Stop,
every window,
Peter.
faint and scattered gold. Footstep goes soft on the corner pavement.
Stop,
Distant laughter
Peter.
above the street. Somewhere a subway hums beneath the city veins. Low metal rhythm under restless
The
storm
main.
breeze. Carries
I don't like
strange,
Nikki, so
an open
Peter.
doorway, mixing with the murmur of late night talk. Headlights stretched thin, silver rivers on the asphalt. Bending along the curves of empty roads. The whole city feels like a quiet breathing body. Alive beneath the calm of midnight hours. Thoughts drift freely under the glowing towers. Nothing urgent, pulling the heart away. Just a steady rhythm of lights and movement. And the quiet comfort of wander through it all. Street corner shimmer under rows of lamps, storefront signs, humming in faded colors, reflections ripple across rain-washed sidewalks like moving stars scattered on stone. The bus rolls slow through the quiet district, windows dim behind the passing glass. The driver watching empty intersections change color, red to green in silence. With somewhere
That lot of sense.
speaking low, the voices carry by the wind. A stray cat crosses the narrow alley between buildings, vanishing in the deeper shadow. Every light feels like a small story burning quietly. Every passing step leaves a moment behind. The night
Not going to use that.
streets into something wider, something calm, strangely alive, and beneath the glow of the endless windows, the mind begins to wander slowly.
There are a lot of line. She's just cooking the. Why are the bones in here? Lime. We see us just cook flax.
Far above the avenues, the sky opens dark and endless. A few faint stars hiding behind the glow. The city breathes beneath the electric horizon. Towers rising like quiet mountains of glass. Traffic murmurs distant beyond the sleeping blocks. The sound fading like waves along the shore. Every building holds quiet lives behind its window. Stories drifting through the warm night air and walking through the glow of scattered lights. The heart finds a strange kind of calm.
Gong.
Morning waits somewhere beyond the dark towers, pale gray resting behind the eastern streets. First quiet hint of dawn touches the skyline gently, soft light replacing the neon glow. Yet the calm of the night remains inside the chest like a memory carried through daylight hours. Even as the city returns to its crowded rhythm, those
Let's process 4 step first.
sliding over wet pavement. Lay there cool through the narrow gap in the glass. The whole town turning soft at the edges. Storefronts dimming traffic lights, changing with nobody there to ask. Wires overhead hum like a half lost.
Shut up, Wenderman. Why are you so noisy?
Wide like a held out hand. And every mile feels loose and new. No fixed point pulling at the chest tonight. No heavy clock pressing against the ribs. Only the roll of the wheels and the hush between songs. Only the dark and the way it gives. I watch the buildings thin in the longer shadows. Watch the river catch one.
Yeah, we need to get more wool, lesser.
Fall back into scattered sparks. Smallest breath against the night. Somewhere between the overpass and the last gas station, all the noise I carry starts to fade. Every sharp thought turns smooth into motion. Every hard feeling slips in the shade. There is peace in the road with no questions. Peace in the sky with no end in view. Peace in the kind of hour that asks for nothing. Lets the heart go quiet and pass right through. The dashboard glows with a low green patience. The mirror keeps a few lights far behind. And I let my thoughts move slow as smoke rings. Rising and breaking without trying to decide. Not every night needs a reason. Not every turn needs a name. Some hours exist like water under moonlight. Shifting in silver and never the same. So I lean into the long black ribbon ahead of me. Let the silence settle where the day used to be. Let the rhythm of distance take over my breathing.
But I need to go down first.
Teach me how to be free.
Well, another weeping then.
Lights spin me in the blue. Slow ride, all I need is you. Round and around where the soft lights move. Slow ride, carry me through. Hold me in the low lights, stay to the dawn. Slow ride, keep me rolling on. Near in the dark where the lost stars bloom. Slow ride, carry me through. Neon ripples on the hood like liquid color. Rain from an earlier hour still clings to the lane. The radio finds an old warm melody and loses it, then finds it again. Fields open up past the guardrail in silence, black and endless under a pale thin moon. A plane goes by with one small blinking heartbeat, gone too quick and not too soon. Somewhere a diner glows off the highway, coffee steam in the window, a hand on a cup. One more little island in the sleep of my
Stay slow.
place where the lights
15 seconds.
I think of the lives behind all those windows, all the stories breathing under those roofs, all the small late moments nobody talks about, all the quiet ways people survive the truth. The heart learns strange things on an empty road, how to loosen its grip without falling apart, how to let memory ride in the backseat without trying to drive the car, how to keep going with old ghosts humming, how to move with the weight and not lose speed, how to find a soft kind of courage in motion, the kind that arrives when there is nothing to need. The night does not ask me to solve it, it does not ask me to heal in the blaze, it only offers lanes disappearing forward. In the mercy of passing days, I used to think freedom would come like thunder, loud and bright with a clean straight line. Now I know it can come through a half-shut window, through cold air, through rhythm, through time, and the farther I go, the lighter I carry would follow me out from the city streets. All the old noise starts sounding smaller, all the ache grows quiet under the beat. There is something holy in simple movement, and tires rolling steady under stars, in the world turning huge and wordless around you, while you keep going exactly as you are. Hold me in the low light, spin me in the blue. Slow ride, all I need is you. Round and around where the soft lights
Yes,
move. Slow ride, carry me through. Hold me in the low light, stay till the dawn. Slow ride, keep me rolling on. Near in the dark where the lost stars bloom. Slow ride, carry me through.
Well, me too much. As usual. As usual, me too much.
Maybe peace is not a place you arrive at. Maybe it lives in the stretch between one sign and the next. Maybe it hums in the lane markers flashing by in the rise and fall inside the chest. Maybe all this distance is less about leaving, more about letting the silence speak. Letting the mind unlearn its panic, letting the soul unclench its teeth. There are truths that only show up in motion, not in rooms where the walls remember too much, not in bright crowded hours with the sharp little dramas, but out here where the world goes hush, out here where the dark turns spacious, where thought can breathe and then dissolve, where the sky hangs low like a promise with no demand in it, and nothing needs to be solved. I felt this same calm in other places, in late stations, in bridges, in rain on the roof, but tonight it runs deeper, steady as a pulse line, quiet as proof that the heart does not need a grand
Pressing the glass thing.
to keep its small flame alive.
Let's put more in here.
stars floating gentle in fading beams. The sky breathes wild above silent buildings. Clouds drifting thin in the cooling air. Distant footsteps echo along the pavement, fading slowly into the lengthening shade. Somewhere a window opens to the sound of wind, carrying faint voices across the quiet block. Nothing urgent moves inside this moment. Nothing asks the heart to hurry forward. The day loosens its hold on the city slowly. Colors turning softer with every passing minute. Light rests slow against the horizon line, like a memory that refuses to vanish. Every second feels stretched and calm, as if the world paused to listen to its own breathing. The warmth of the afternoon lingers on the walls.
I'm not going to sleep.
Toward the quiet night, and
We got lighting. Who needs sleep?
like the fading glow leaves room for softer thought.
Stay in the last light. Stay in the cold sky. Slow with the evening. Stay by. Stay in the last light. Stay till stars rise. Soft in the twilight. Stay by.
The streets grow deeper in color as shadows lengthen. Windows shining faint across the quiet road. Distant traffic hums like a fading echo, somewhere beyond the corner of sight. The air turns cooler as the sun slips lower. Soft wind brushing through branches overhead. Leaves whisper low along the sidewalks. The quiet movement filling the pause. The world moves gently towards stillness now. Each sound becoming softer and more distant. The sky blends orange into deep violet. Colors dissolving into early night. Somewhere a radio plays
Blah,
behind the
blah.
half-closed door.
Blah, blah.
Melody drifting faint into the street. Every small
The Enderman sound. Blah blah.
the kind that only evening seems to hold. And even as darkness grows along the rooftops, the calm glow of the day remains inside the chest.
Stay in the last light. Stay in the cold sky. Slow with the evening. Stay by. Stay in the last light. Stay till stars rise. Soft in the twilight. Stay by.
Night begins gathering softly above the city. One star appearing in the deep blue sky.
Blah blah.
The quiet grows deeper along the empty streets as windows glow warm behind thin curtains. Footsteps fade into the hush of the block.
Blah 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 blah.
As colors of sunset dissolve completely, yet the warmth
Blah.
of the fading glow still lingers somewhere in the chest, like a quiet reminder that every ending carries a trace of light, and every night begins with a gentle pause.
Stay in the last light. Stay in the cold sky.
Blah blah.
Slow with the evening. Stay by. Stay in the last light. Stay till stars rise. Soft in the twilight. Stay by.
The sky darkens slowly into deep midnight blue. City lights reflecting across quiet pavement. Distant conversations drift through the night air. Soft echoes
Blah.
moving between buildings, yet inside the silence, the warmth of the
Blah,
fading
blah.
evening still remains. A quiet glow carried beneath every breath. And even as the stars spread across
Blah,
the
blah.
sky above the rooftops, that last soft light continues somewhere within, steady and calm beyond the passing day.
Stay in the last light. Stay in the cold sky. Slow with the evening. Stay by. Stay in the last light. Stay till stars rise. Soft in the twilight. Stay by.
Stay in a soft glow. Stay where night flows. Slow through the heartbeat. Stay close.
Blah blah. Blah blah. Yeah, blah. Blah blah. No blah. Blah blah. Blah blah. Blah blah. Word of the day. Blah blah. Blah blah. Blah blah.
Soft gold on the dress.
Blah blah.
Through the curtains, dust turns
Blah.
to the slant of
Blah
light.
blah.
Floorboards remember the shape of old footsteps. Air moves like through a half-open room. Ivy climbs quiet outside the cracked window. Far off wheels fade under wires and rain. The world feels small in the kindest direction. Far from the pressure and far from the strain. I set my hands on the edge of the table. Feel all the noise of the day growing thin. Every sharp thought starts losing its corner. Every tight breath starts letting me in. There is a chair by the wall with a sweater. There is a book face down by the bed. There is a calm in the hush of these objects, as if they know every word left unsaid. No crowds reaching in, no bright screens flashing, no cold demand dressed up as a plan. Only the low little pulse of the hour, only the slow little beat of my hands. The ceiling fan turns with a soft lazy rhythm, tracing small circles above all the heat. While somewhere beyond all the roofs of the city, clouds drag silver along every street. I let the room become larger around me, larger than walls, larger than time, larger than every hard thing I carry, larger than every unfinished line. This is the kind of peace that rise without thunder, plain as a cup and a lamp in the dark,
Đi lọc lớn.
plain as the hush that
Chậm
settles
đó.
at sundown, plain as the light on the floor. And in this plainness, something opens inside me, not with a break but a tender release. A low warm current under the silence, a small steady lesson in peace.
Stay where the soft light goes. Stay where the slow wind blows. Close to my chest where the calm runs deep. Stay, stay, stay where the silence sleeps. Stay when the long day bends. Stay where the low light ends. Soft in my blood like a sweet heartbeat. Stay, stay, stay where the silence sleeps.
Cool rain taps out a thin silver pattern. Glass gathers beads that race to the frame. Down in the alley, one bicycle passes, and all goes still and the stillness remains. The kettle clicks off in the back of the kitchen. Steam writes a ghost in the air and it's gone. I pour something warm and I stand by the window. Watching the gray fold over the dawnless lawn. All of the little things start feeling whole.
Đây là Devon.
Blue cup, the old crooked shelf. The scarf on the hook by the narrow hallway. The simple relief of being myself. No one is asking for sparkle or thunder. No one is measuring worth by the sound. Nothing is pulling my pulse into panic. Nothing is breaking the calm I found outside. The branches lean into the weather. Each leaf shining dark with a cool wet shine. Inside the lamp lays gold on the carpet, and two kinds of light meet halfway in time. I think of the rooms that never let me soften. All of the nights with the sharp restless glow. All of the halls where the air felt borrowed. All of the doors I was eager to close. And then I look at the peace in this corner. The way it asks for no mask and no speed. The way it lets every tired part settle. The way it gives nothing more than I need. The room does not have to be grand to restore you. A pause does not have to be loud to be true. Some of the deepest repairs start in quiet. Where the day falls away from you. Where the mind can stop making a fortress for motion. Where the chest can stop bracing for fire. Where all the old noise turns soft at the edges. Leaves behind one clear desire. Not for applause, not for a spotlight. Not for some miracle hard to believe. Only the grace of a warm little stillness. Only a hush I do not want to leave.
Stay where the soft light goes. Stay where the slow wind blows. Close to my chest where the calm runs deep. Stay, stay, stay where the silence sleeps. Stay when the long day bends. Stay where the low light ends. Soft in my blood like a sweet heartbeat. Stay, stay, stay where the silence sleeps.
Maybe the heart has a room of its own somewhere. One with no lock and no crowd at the gate. One where the bruised parts sit down without speaking. One where the tired parts learn how to wait. Maybe that room is built out of small mercies. Folded in daylight and rain on the pain. Built out of blankets and tea and thin music. Built out of breathing and being plain. I know there are days when the world feels too heavy, too loud, and the wires too hard in the jar. Days when each hour drags in like a storm cloud. Days when the soul feels rough, raw. But even on those days, there are corners that hold you. Little warm harbors under the strain. Little blue shelters inside all the weather. Little gold threads in the rain. Low chair near the window can save you. One kind song can loosen a spine. One deep breath in a room that feels honest can turn all the dark into something fine. I've searched for relief in bright, reckless motion, in streets full of voices and rooms built to impress, but none of that glitter could offer what stillness
Mustache.
offers. None of that noise could bring rest, because rest is a smaller and wiser thing. Yeah. Wow. Warm light sliding across the floorboard slowly. Thin gold resting on the edge of the bed. Sparrows tracing circles over quiet rooftops. No air moving where the cold once spread. The room is plain, but it feels full of breathing. A cup on the desk,
Đúng
a
rồi.
on the chair. Dust in the sun looks bright as tiny
Cheaper.
lanterns, turning all the silence into air. I used
This
to
is
hold
more
my
expensive,
chest
but
like a
then
locked
too.
drawer. Keep every pulse under layers
Ah,
of
never
wire.
mind.
Speaking
It's
a
just
low
to
voice,
do.
move like a shadow, hide every spark
Do.
to that fire. But something changed in the hush of
Why
these
is
mornings,
faster?
not with a crash, not with a shout.
This is to the Tova is slower. This is faster. So I'm not going to do that. We don't want to process the glue. They slower.
No crowd saw it, no bells rang for it, no bright parade came down my street. Only the world growing warmer around me, and my own pulse finding a steadier beat. Rising me, slow and sweet like a melody, light in my chest, light in my veins. Rising me, watch through the rain. Rising me, soft and wide like a memory.
So we want to use the glue as it is. Plus, it's cheaper.
Rooftops higher, clean blue open and wide over town. Laundry moves with the wind on the balconies. All of the heavy things settling down. Laughter rolls out from my half-open window. Somebody hums while they water the plants. Life keeps speaking in small, easy languages. Ain't ordinary grace and second chances. Here is a kind of strength that never announces. Never arrives with the glittering sound. It lives in the hand reaching up toward daylight. It lives in the foot touching solid ground. It lives in the way you going after the worst night. Still carrying warmth no one can see. Still finding room for a softer tomorrow. Still letting your own heart be free. I used to think change had to look like thunder, bright and sudden with the clear cut line. Now I know it can move like a tide in secret, low and patient and right on time. And all the small things started turning holy. Steam from a mud, sun on the wall. The first green eggs in the city planted a hush before a name or a call. Every detail said the same low promise. Every hour held one tender thing. And deep inside the ribs of the silence, I felt a new kind of song begin. Rising me, slow and sweet like a melody. Light in my chest, light in my veins. Rising me, march through the rain. Rising me, soft and wild like a memory. Go to my heart, stay and sing. Rising me, rising me. There were winters that stayed in the body long after the sky had turned mild and clear. Days when the mirror gave back only distance. Nights when the dark sat too close to hear. There were rooms where I learned how to shrink myself. Hours I made myself small to survive. But even then, under all of the silence, something refused to stop being alive. A faint low thread under the noise and worry. A hush with heat in the center of it. A little gold line under the door frame. Proof that the soul does not fully quit. And I think of all the verses behind me. Each one carrying what they could not name. Each one walking through weather with shaking hands. Each one protecting the hidden flame. I owe them tenderness, not erasure, not cold dismissal, not clean goodbye. I owe them sunlight on quiet mornings and open windows and a wider sky. Because every soft part I buried in caution.
Berarti ada glue in. Then we dump this in. Hey, how fast is it? Press it. No way.
Not ends of some bright story, polished for strangers to praise or repeat, but into something honest, living and open, something with roots in a living heartbeat. Rising me, slow and sweet like a melody, light in my chest, light in my veins. Rising me, watch through the rain. Rising me, soft and wild. comes quietly. Maybe it enters through plain little doors, through the smell of tea and the warmth of clean sheets, through bare feet crossing familiar floors. Maybe it starts when the body stops fighting every emotion that has to be heard, when the throat stops turning every feeling into smoke and
TERRAFIRMAGREG
gives shape to a word. Maybe it grows in the pause after sorrow, in the air after tears,
Washer
in the calm
Washer
demanding answers, and let a better rhythm begin. I have felt it in trains passing under midnight, in park grass bright from an early spring rain, in a friend laughing hard at the kitchen table, and music drifting up through the pain. White hush, resting on the rail outside the window, dim glass holding the blur of a sleeping street. Rooftops wearing a pale and weightless silence, every chimney breathing soft and incomplete. The room is warm with a low gold lamp beside me.
While waiting for this, let's take all the
Kettle size once in the far end of the kitchen, then the stillness gathers up again. The air feels slow like time for
still on that side.
every second falling light is dust. Somewhere far
All
away,
recover.
moves through midnight, then fades as if the dark
Tanda ni dua ya.
watch the world go softer at the edges. Every hard line turning mild and deep. All the noise from earlier hours dissolving, folding itself into a quieter sleep. But there's a kind of mercy in this stillness, a kind of peace in the way the world goes small. No sharp demand, no voice that needs an answer. Only the breath between the walls. And in that breath I hear the heart more clearly, low and warm beneath the quiet blue
Dan.
place. And now not trying to outrun anything, only keeping time with something true. The window gathers silver from the street lamps, the curtain sways with one thin thread.
Nice melter.
The dark feels less like absence, more like a hand laid gently there. I let my thoughts move slowly through the silence, like paper lanterns crossing still black water. Each one carrying a little heat inside it, each one drifting farther, softer, calmer, no grand goodbye, no bright ecstatic ending. Only this hush with this tender kind of glow. Only this late hour widening around me, teaching the chest to slow away to know.
Stay in the pale blue. Stay till the night moves through. Soft in the hush, close in the view. Stay, stay, stay like a dream making.
Resembler City 3.
Stay where the dim lights bloom. Warm in the dark, deep in the room. Stay, stay, stay through the midnight moon.
Thin light gathers on the sill like quiet powder, the kind that makes the whole street seem unreal. Bare branches drawn in charcoal on the backdrop, every line softer than it used to feel. The houses down the block wear muted halos, porch lamps glowing through a veil of white. A distant train cuts one silver note through silence, then leaves it hanging in the night. My hands rest still around a cooling cup, now steam rising like a thought I cannot name. Some things are better held without explaining, some things lose truth inside a frame. There was a time I chased each feeling harder,
There.
dragged every ache into the blaze of words.
There you
Now I
go.
know the deepest things arrive in quiet, not as thunder.
And then City 3.
Before a page gets turned, more like the warmth left in a woolen sleeve, more like a room that keeps a pulse inside it, long after footsteps choose to leave. I think about the lies behind these curtains, every low light
Resembler.
before it's on us.
Oh, Resembler. Testing lah.
Small weather, every soul moving through its private season.
Resembler City 3.
Holy, not because it offers answers from
Sampai.
above, but because it shows how much can stay unspoken and still be full of love. The street below looks wrapped in tender distance, even the shadows seem careful where they fall. And for a moment the world feels made of listening, as if the night could hear it all. The sharpness in me loosens without warning, the old unrest grows thin around the seams, and what remains is something plain and steady, a small warm current underneath the dream, a kind of trust that asks for nothing louder, no miracle, no sign of flashing gold, only the grace of letting silence hold me, only the courage to grow still instead of cold.
Stay in the pale blue. Stay till the night